Morning, the lecturer and the other friends. Here, as a moderator, I will accompany the group presentation process. This time, Group 6 from Class A4 will present the result of the Ecotourism survey in Bayunggede village, Bangli, Indonesia. Before starting the presentation, let us introduce ourselves first, starting with me, Salsabila Fitri, NPM 20, 21, 6, 21, 21, 21, 3.
May I introduce myself? My name is Nyoman Adiyoga, NPM 2021 621 21191.
I introduce myself. My name is Selvia Novarita Bunga Tulloh, NPM 2021 6 21 21 21 1.
My name is Abdullah Zahid Naufal, last number 178.
My name is Kadek Bagiartha, NPM 21 2021 62 12 12 07.
Next, I will explain about what our group will discuss through a concept map. In chapter 1, I will be discuss about the background, Alright, just go to chapter 1, which will be explained by me. Abstract. The concept of ecotourism in the world was first introduced by ecotourism experts who have long been involved in nature travel, namely Hector Sibelius and Les Curin, 1987. The Ecotourism Society in 1993. The potential of Indonesia. Indonesia is one of the megabit-first-citizen countries, or has a variety of biodiversity and supported by its enchanting natural beauty, and has a variety of culture, has a very great opportunity to rely on natural tourism, ecotourism, as a source of forage exchange with integrated management. Ecotourism has the potential to drive the national economy and prosper the people around the area developed as natural tourism. Problem formula. What is ecotourism? And the potential of tourism. Next, enter chapter 2 will be explained by Adit.
Thank you for your time. I will explain about chapter 2, what is architecture. According to the academic manuscript of Kajian Museum Arsitektur Indonesia that taught the Kementerian Kebudayaan on 2014, the definitions of architecture implicitly refers to Vitruvius' understanding as a way of designing buildings that rely on three pillars, that is beauty or venustas, strength, firmitas, and utility or the functions. These three elements are actually interpreted as the elements of knowledge from architecture. In addition, when referring to the Webster Dictionary of a Language, that element of knowledge or the theory in architecture includes the way and methods of designing beautiful buildings from the beginning of expressing ideas, continuing to visualize idea into architect drawing to the stage of physical development. The Vitruvius trilogy that contained in the book, the Architectura of 10 Book of Architecture, explains how a good architectural building can stand in harmony, balance, and the same line with the environment. Next, what is ecotourism? Ecotourism, according to the Ecotourism Society, 1990 is defined as a form of travel to natural areas that carried out with the aim of conserving the environment and preserving the life and welfare of local residents. Meanwhile, according to BWF Indonesia in Prinsip dan Kriteria Ekowisata Berbasis Masyarakat, the term ecotourism can be interpreted as a trip by a tourist to a remote area with the aim of enjoying and learning about nature, history, and culture in an area. Also, the tourism pattern helps the community's economy, local, and supporting nature conservations. This is the picture of the one site in Bayunggede village. Next, I will explain about the relations between Bayunggede tradition village and eco-architecture. After reviewing the mentioned aspect, this group then agreed to carry out a field survey in the Bayunggede tourism village that located in Kintamani, Bangli, Indonesia. Based on the result of the survey, the Bayunggede tourism village is ideal and also fulfills at least 4 out of 6 basic provisions of ecotourism, including the conservation of its architectural buildings, which are the focal point. Bayunggede tourism village, with all the facilities, is expected not to turn into mass tourism, which can change the identity of the village area by modernizing its architectural style. Then we will discuss about the relations between architectural and ecotourism. Yes, what is architectural ecotourism? Based on the explanations of the third material that presents by ecotourism architecture lecture at the Warmadewa University, it was stated that architecture is a scientific measure that can indirectly be a supporting factor for the development of an ecotourism area. Here's the author considers the ecotourism area doesn't escape rule of architecture that harmonize the concept of ecotourism in area, even though it doesn't take advantage of the role of the architect provisions and address to the undagi as a vernacular architect. Architecture ecology is a concept that combines ecological and architectural science. Architectural ecology has a main orientations on a development model that give attention for the balance of the natural environment and the harmonies between the environment, humans, and building. Juliani, 2013. According to Heinz Frick, an expert on ecology architecture, he emphasized that eco-architecture is an architectural concept that brings attention to 4 concepts. Thank you for the time. That's my explanations about the chapter 2.
Okay, thank you for Edith for the explanation. The chapter 3 will be explained by Selvia, Bagiartha, and Noval.
Thank you for the time. So I will explain chapter 3, location identification. Geographical location. The village is located about 55 kilometers northeast of Denpasar and about 35 kilometers north of Bangli. There are 2 paths to reach Bayunggede, can be from the Payangan Kintamani or Bangli Kintamani route. This village is located at an altitude of about 800 until 900 meters above sea levels. Therefore, Bayunggede always has a cool air. With such a climate, dry land agriculture is the mainstay of the villagers. Bali Province, District Bangli, Subdistrict Kintamani, area 10.24 kilometers. Thank you. For the next will be explained by Bagiartha.
Okay, thanks. Supporting facility. Tourism supports facility that have been built in the tourist village of Bayunggede to meet the needs of visiting tourists, such as donation and tourist information counters. Parking and tourist lodge, 3-bedroom that have been built in the parking lots, and the paths to the placenta. In addition, tourist stalls have also been built to the needs of tourists visiting the Bayunggede Tourism Village. This tourist village does not yet have supporting facility such as and lodging.
This part will explained by Naufal.
And then the impact of Bayunggede ecotourism on the environment of or the Bayunggede community is very powerful, which is the realm of income for the people of Bayunggede village. Bayunggede village has begun to be known as the tourist destination by the community, especially elementary school children in Kintamani district. The arrangement of the area makes Bayunggede village look beautiful and neatly arranged, so that it gives an attractive impression to tourists to come back to visit the village and coupled with etc. placenta, which is a tradition and culture originating from Bayunggede, so that it adds to the attraction of tourists to visit there. Thank you.
Bayunggede Ecotourism Evaluation. Bayunggede Tourism Village, which has become an ecotourism object, in our opinion, it doesn't have adequate public facilities to support the tourist activities. The provisions of a Bali Banjar as a transit place for tourists cannot be classified as an appropriate facilities because the Banjar Hall or the Bali Banjar itself is a unit of religious facilities regulated by village awik-awik. In addition, during a field survey in the COVID-19 pandemic situations, there's a building with modern mixed traditional architecture was found, which became an information center for the tourists. Unfortunately, the buildings has abandoned due to a decrease in the number of tourists during the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition, according to the Kepala Desa of Bayunggede, people on there is also experiencing difficulties in managing the village waste independently, even though the village is also very clean. As you can see, this is conditions of the village. Now the critics. From the survey result, we know that the Bayunggede Tourism Village is the place where the residents of the village depends on placenta, etc. A little for me about the village is the village has shortcomings in criticism, such as the lack of lights in the village or the area, so that the tourists find it difficult to visit the village at night time. Then the suggestions. Our suggestions for Bayunggede ecotourism is that the government, the Bangli government around the Bayunggede ecotourism village should be careful in managing the village. For example, providing facilities as a public toilet to the village, especially since the village is a village or tourism that is quite famous in Bali or Indonesia. The last chapter, this is chapter 4, is about the recommendations and reimagine Bali in 2072. will be explained by Bagiartha, by me, by Selvia, and the last one is Noval. Next, the Reimagine Bali 2072, reflecting on the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic has succeeded in destroying the strategic pillars of the economic of every country, including Indonesia. Bali, as the booster of the Indonesian's economic through the tourism sector, also felt a very severe impact. According to the journal Faktor Penentu Penerimaan Devisa Negara by the Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha, it is stated that the ecotourism or the tourism sector has a strategic role and functions in development in addition to being a foreign exchange earner for the country and income for tourism area. Wisnu Tama, as a tourism minister of the Republic of Indonesia, once said that the tourism sector economy contribute to the national GDP of 5.5%, equivalent to a workforce of 13 million people. Balinese people who lives and work daily in the tourism sector are witness of how big the role of Bali tourism is.
Reimagine Bali 2072. To describe how the Pulau Dewata will look decades to come, we have two side point of view which are positive and negative. Positive side. After going through the worst phase in tourism history during the corona pandemic in 2007, Bali has usurped its status as a world-class tourism area. Bali is taking anticipatory steps stated by the current government to make a little excuse in the industrial era as source of life for its people. Bali, which has also entered the industrial era, has experienced a few problems because it is contrary to cultural principles that are still upheld in the tourist sector. The development of Bali toward the industrial era was also influenced by the pattern of public education which turned to the field of technical science 180-degree reverse with tourist education.
Negative side. The failure of Bali to balance the global technological advance make Bali lose its identity as an area that upholds tradition and culture. If juxtaposed with the provision of ecotourism, the face of Bali Island, which has been eroded by population due to industry urbanization on a national scale, which cause overpopulation, will be difficult to establish ecotourism, which is based on the approach to the environment and community empowerment does not get space to be developed in accordance with ecotourism principle. Nevertheless, Bali with its industrialization is very successful. Thank you.
Before closing the presentations, we will show you a little about the interview with the traditional village head of Bayunggede, as you can see in the PowerPoint. The last is snapshot of our group survey activity. Okay, thank you for your attentions. This is our presentations. Thank you. We will close with Paramasanti. Om Santi 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 Om.